Today we are making giniling, my version. The only giniling that doesn't use tomato sauce or tomato paste. Going to the market while everybody's still asleep. So peaceful in the morning. Alright, so we'll just go to the market and then pick up some ingredients. And today we will make our sinigang and giniling. I like coming in the morning so that there's not many people. Alright, so first we're gonna grab some bell pepper. We'll grab the red one. Okay, so we got our green beans, tomatoes, and some bell pepper. What we're gonna need next are some carrots. We're not gonna need a lot, so we'll just grab, there you go. That's good enough. And next thing we're gonna need is some green peas. There you go. We just need a small bag. Alright. Next we're gonna need some ground pork or ground beef. Alright, let's see. There's some ground beef here. I'm gonna go with chuck. That should be it. Alright, so we got our ingredients for our giniling. Let's go check out and go home. Alright, so we got our groceries. Let's go home and cook. Today we're going to make a Filipino dish called giniling. Traditionally this recipe uses ground pork, but today we're going to use ground beef. So we're going to start off with 1 pound of ground beef, 6 cloves of garlic minced, half an onion minced, 2 small potatoes diced really small, 1 carrot diced really small also, same size as a potato, 1 bell pepper diced small, same size as the potato and the carrot, 3 tomatoes diced, 1 cup frozen peas, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, half a cup raisins. This is optional, but you can also add in some quail eggs on this. Alright, we prepped most of our ingredients, so here's what we got. We diced pretty much every single one of them and try to keep everything the same size. As you notice, they're pretty close to the same size except for the tomato. That wouldn't matter because they're kind of pretty much just melt away in the background. But the potato, carrots, bell peppers, even the onions, they're all the same sizes. You have to keep it uniform so that they're all pretty much same size when you're eating it. Also, traditionally, this meat, the protein for this is ground pork. Unfortunately, we don't have some in our freezer, so I'm going to use beef instead, which is pretty popular in some recipes. But traditionally, you do use ground pork for this. So, what we're going to do now is heat up our pan and get cooking. What we're going to do now is heat up our pan to medium-high heat. Now we're going to add some oil and begin sauteing the onion and the garlic. Next thing we're gonna do is add in our onions. And that shouldn't take long because they're very small. Next thing we're gonna add in is our protein, which is the ground beef. Time to add in the beef. Make sure to break them down so that it'll cook evenly. So the beef have already been broken down. They're all pretty loose now. We're gonna add in the carrots. And we're gonna add in our tablespoon of soy sauce. And also season with pepper. The difference with my recipe compared to most recipes are I don't use tomato sauce. You will see that most recipes calls for tomato paste or tomato sauce. I don't do that. Everything relies on the tomatoes, the bell pepper, and the raisins. So that's why I'm putting in more tomatoes than traditionally used. Now we can add in our tomatoes. Continue cooking until the tomatoes are soft. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is add in some water. So this is what's replacing the tomato sauce, is the bell pepper, tomato, and the raisins. And I'm just using water. Just put enough water to slightly cover the top of everything. Next thing we're going to be adding are the potatoes. We're going to leave the bell pepper for last because that's going to take it's not going to take that long to cook that. So we can cover it up, cook it for about 5 minutes, and then add in our potatoes. All right, let's check on our dish. It's looking good. Now we're going to be adding in our potato and our raisins. Yes, I know for foreigners that are like raisins in a meal, in a savory dish. For me, this is the key for this. I use the same steps for when I make menudo, Filipino menudo. Is I don't use tomato sauce or tomato paste. I use the same steps and ingredients I'm doing here. The only difference is I'm using big chunks of meat compared to ground meat. Also, giniling means ground protein. So it can be ground pork, ground beef, or ground chicken. So we're gonna stir this for now. I kind of prefer this. I think this dish is very unique because this is the only giniling that does not use tomato sauce. And I like the simplicity actually. It has a very nice mild flavor. Cover this up and then give it a couple of minutes for the potatoes to soften, and then we're going to be adding in our quail eggs and our bell peppers. All right, we're almost there. This is a very quick dish. Basically, all of this is just toss everything in there and and just cook it for a few minutes and it's done. So now we're adding in our bell pepper. I forgot, we also have our sweet peas. Oops, not too much. And we're gonna add in our quail eggs. The quail eggs are already cooked. So let's just give it a couple of minutes for everything to heat up, and then we're gonna plate our dish. This should be done. Okay, so after cooking for another couple of minutes to heat up that quail egg, everything is done. Make sure you taste it before serving it. Just make sure it's good enough. If it needs more salt, more pepper, more soy sauce, more anything you want to add in. But this is a very simple dish. Pretty much just toss everything in the pot or pan. And again, you can use tomato sauce if you want, but this is my own personalized version that I've been doing ever since. I like it because it's very simple. You get to enjoy the ingredients more. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. So here's our finished dish, Giniling. Hope you enjoyed today's recipe, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Alright, so we finally received our microphone. Hopefully this will be a lot better than the cheap one I bought last time. So we'll unbox this later after work.